Hello again, friends, and welcome to Outwitting the Manipulator. My name is Dr. Dennis Becker, and my colleague, if you're seeing this on live stream, right here is Robin Golinski. And our topic, as you always know, is the lovely, friendly topic of manipulation. Isn't that fun? Yeah, well, not so much, but that's why we're here to help you with manipulation. If you're being manipulated, hopefully you're not a manipulator, but if you're being manipulated, we know how to help you. And in every podcast, every episode we do, we've done them for several years, we always talk about manipulation in some way that it may be affecting you and how you can protect yourself from it. So we'll get into more of that all as we go through this episode. But now, allow me to ask Robin, please, would you introduce us to our topic for today for this episode?
Yes, the topic for today was inspired by one of our best coaching clients who brought up the topic of the advice out there that's quite ubiquitous that's called gray rock. If you haven't heard of gray rock, that is the defense tactic, the defense technique of being boring, non reactive, and non communicative. So basically, as a gray rock would, if you tried to get some life out of a gray rock, well, good luck, you won't. So that's the advice that's out there for defending yourself against manipulators. That can work in certain situations. But this is actually an opportunity, Dennis, for us to truly, truly demonstrate to our listeners how we are incredibly different from therapists, other coaches out there, people who are, group leaders on abuse and narcissistic abuse and all this. What differentiates us is strategy. And
Well,
we
this is
see,
this is a real extreme example, obviously. This gray rocking thing that people are tied
well,
into
it's
these
it's
days.
just
It's different.
one technique
Yes,
that you can use in a specific situation. But we
yeah.
we want to demonstrate to you is why that isn't enough, why it only works sometimes, and
Mhm.
why that cannot be your default if you want to win, if you want to outwit the manipulator. You
Mhm.
really need a whole basket of tools, which we've spent 3 years worth of podcasts demonstrating to you, as well as our book, as well as our online virtual demand training and everything that we do. It is, and the coaching clients who we've developed, because once you know it, you can't unknow it. But
Yeah.
it requires strategic techniques because a
Mhm.
manipulator, gray rock, isn't always going to cut it.
No, it's not enough. It's too passive, really. We're going to get into a little bit more about what it is and how it works, but it's too passive. And we're obviously stating our opinion at the very beginning of this because we want you to understand why, as we go along, why we are so convinced that it's not working with what we're talking about. And our approach is much more active than passive.
Yes, it puts you in a seat of power. And
Yeah.
also, gray rock, there's a lot of manipulative relation. Like if somebody's trying to manipulate you, like a salesperson in a mall, gray rock, do gray rock. But it doesn't work when you're in a hostile divorce
Yeah.
or you've got a boss and you have to work with this person. You
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
get something done.
Yeah. Yeah.
It will not work.
Now, the reason is, particularly if you look at it at work, but anywhere, the reason is, remember what Robin said, what it is. It's gray rock. It's about as plain as passive as you can get. A gray rock on the beach, on the mountain, on the mountainside. What does it do? It does nothing but sit there and absorb. Okay, it doesn't do anything. So there are times when, at work, for example, maybe gray rock is a good idea. You may not want to take on your boss. It may be better to simply absorb it, let it go, and so forth. Eventually, of course, as we know, as we've said many times, eventually it doesn't work. It's frustrating, and you want to say something. You're sick and tired of being treated that way. So, gray rock can work sometimes. We'll talk a little bit more about that,
It's
but for the
just
most
one
part, no.
technique that will only
Yeah,
work in certain
it's very
contexts.
very small circumstances, not very
What
often.
and really what we do as much as we can with the podcast, but we're much more effective with one-on-one coaching or in a
Yeah.
group workshop is we teach people how to think
Hmm.
and then communicate. So the mindset is the most important thing. And the getting the mindset right when you're dealing with manipulators is critical
Yes.
because just these blanket pieces of advice, they're actually could make your situation worse because
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
being a gray rock in a volatile relationship can escalate things very quickly.
But I want to be clear too, Robin, with what you just said, that yes, we do help you to think. And it's important for you to know how to think about all of this stuff, which is why we go into it in so many different directions. But the main thing we want to do is to help you protect yourself. Name of our book, Outwitting the Manipulator, Protecting Yourself in Real Time. We want to help you be able to protect yourself from being manipulated as it is happening. And when we say protect yourself, we're not suggesting that you simply absorb it. We will actually teach you the actual techniques, what to say, what facial expression to use, how fast to talk, what words. We will teach you that because it's much more strategic, it's much more empowering, and we'll get into all of this than
And
it
you
can
can
than
use
Gray Rock.
all
Oh
of
yeah,
those strategic techniques once you understand your mindset and the
yeah,
manipulator's mindset.
yeah.
Then that's how we teach you to fish instead of just handing you fish.
That's
So
right.
it's harder to do in this environment where you're just listening and we're just talking. But
Yeah,
we do want to do a deep dive on this gray rock thing
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
it's not just gray rock either, Dennis. There's a lot of other blanket advice out there. For
Oh
example,
yeah.
just get away, just go away. And
Oh
we tell
yeah,
people if you can get away,
yeah,
you can, you
yeah.
should, but it could take years to get away.
Yeah. Or
So,
you can't, or you can't. You're in a
or we
marriage, or
help
you,
you
yeah,
strategize
yeah,
how to do
yeah,
that with the
yeah,
least
yeah, yeah,
conflict possible
yeah, yeah.
because we teach you, train you how to outwit the
That's
manipulator.
right. That's right. Okay. It's exactly right. So that you will learn specific things that you can actually do, not just think about. And this, by the way, is not a power of positive thinking thing. It's not that. It's part of that, of course, because when Robin says mindsets, he's talking about the way you think. That's, of course,
I
very
have no
important.
positive thinking, so I've never been accused of positive
Yeah.
thinking.
So
I'm the
she's
most
revealing
jaded, cynical, skeptical person you will find.
she's revealing a bit of her mindset right now, folks, in case you haven't caught that. So, but she knows it. She knows that about herself. This is something we want to help you do. Know about yourself. What is your basic mindset about basically everything, but particularly about manipulation? And once you
Yes,
know that,
yes.
we believe that once you know that, you will
You'll know your
find
vulnerabilities.
absolutely, you'll
We
know
know where you need to
absolutely.
strengthen with
Yes.
practice,
And how to do it. That's
and then
exactly right.
prepare for the escalation and the backlash, because
Backlash.
that, when you
Yeah.
succeed,
Yeah.
that is inevitable.
Yeah. That's right.
And
That's
that
right.
is also, very importantly, manageable. You
Mm.
absolutely can learn to handle and manage backlash.
So, okay. Now think about this thing called gray rock. All right. You hear it a lot. It's, in my view, it's one of the sort of the psych thing of the month.
Yeah.
It's not,
Yeah.
we're not saying you should never do that, but I mean, like 90% of the time, 95, 6, 7, 8% of the time, no, don't do it. It
Right.
doesn't work. It's not going to help you. There are certain situations maybe where it will help. Let me give you, test
You
a
know
little
when
bit, Robin.
it works with our puppy Betty when she's whining and we know she's been fed and taken out. That's when
Oh,
gray rock works.
and you can ignore her.
It's almost impossible though because she's so cute.
I'll tell you, think about this, Robin. This is maybe, I don't know if you can identify with this, but this is because this is mostly a man thing. Maybe gray rock works here. For instance, you're at a party, a company party, or you're in a nightclub with friends or whatever, and this happens with guys all the time, really. And you're sitting around having a good time with friends, and all of a sudden you make eye contact with some guy sitting at the bar or at the other table, and he looks at you, and you look at him, and he says to you, "What are you looking at? What are you looking at?" Okay, now guys know what that means. Women don't necessarily go through that so much, but guys go through that a lot. So, what should you be responding? How should you respond at all? What do you do? This is one place where gray rock may work. You may be better off saying nothing to that guy. What are you doing? Hey, what are you looking at? Who are you? Who? You may be better off saying nothing because any word you say in that situation is going to fire him up, trigger it. And all guys in the room, you know this, you know it.
So let's
Now,
apply this more to specific situation that so as someone is I think if I'm going to take and operationalize what you just said, Dennis, for females as well. Um I had a escalation where with my ex-husband where he had the crazy eyes. And women know that when men's aggression kicks in, it's like the all rational thinking is gone and we get very scared.
mm,
The gray rock will help you and it may help you in those situations
uh,
because they literally are a ticking time bomb and they're just looking for you to light the match. So
mm,
any look or any word can be the
mhm.
tipping point. So
Yeah.
gray rock might help in those situations as
Yeah,
well.
that's true. I hadn't thought about it from a woman's perspective, but that's absolutely true and
Well,
almost the
you're
same.
forgiven because you're not a woman, but you could be if you wanted to. It's all the rage right now. But that
That
aside,
aside, yeah,
that's
yeah.
another
If
podcast. That's not
hey,
our podcast.
hey guys, listen, if it happens to you in a bar room, in a party, whatever, gray rock is something you may want to consider. And it's attached to not only not saying anything, but absolutely not making eye contact.
Which brings
Because
us to,
that's the trigger for the guy who said
right.
that sort of a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
You guys, you
So
all know
true.
that. You all know that.
Don't look them in the eyes. Don't look them in the eyes.
It's
Um,
stupid.
the that let's talk about you brought up the word no emotion and flat and the gray rock thing.
Yeah.
One of the things that we coach people to do is to use emotion strategically.
Yeah, there's a difference. Go ahead.
Yes. And so, I mean, we could give lots of examples, and we do here, but the examples are going to be nuanced for your specific situation.
Yes,
So, what
yes.
you have to do is learn and understand what the patterns are
Yeah, yeah,
and then have all the techniques that you've practiced and know when to pull them out and apply them. It's
yeah.
a process. It's all process
It
and it
is a
all.
process. And Robin's making a really good point because it's not like one thing is going to happen and one thing is going to take care of it. No. In the book that we wrote, we looked at the 24 most commonly used manipulative tactics. Okay. Then, not only did we analyze them and talk about them and where they can happen and so forth and what happens, but we gave you 24 specific ways, techniques, we called them, to protect yourself. And that has to do with things like the words that you say, the facial expression, as I was alluding to, all of the interactions that you have or don't have. This is where gray rock comes in. Maybe sometimes it's better to do gray rock, but mostly, no, no. Mostly what we're helping you do is strategize how to think about what the manipulator is trying to do, recognize that because manipulators do it over and over again. They have patterns, recognize the pattern, and then plug in the very specific behaviors, tactics, techniques, we call them, the very specific techniques that will help you in the moment as it is happening,
But
not
it
later
takes
on.
so much practice
It
because
does.
they can throw three tactics
Oh,
simultaneously at you and they
oh,
pivot very quickly.
oh,
But
yeah.
let me dig a little deeper on this gray rock thing. It, when if you are successful at being completely like a stone, a rock, and the manipulator has that's the technique you've decided to use, but the manipulator has heightened motivation, shall we say. So they're
Hmm.
fired up, and
Yeah,
that can really escalate them quickly. And so
absolutely.
if you're following that advice like a blanket, your one go-to tool, you can end up dead from that
Yes,
technique.
yes,
Because
absolutely.
what happens is you're giving them nothing. You're giving
Yeah,
them nothing and they want something
Something.
and
Yes.
they want something now. What do they
Yeah.
want? They want to win. They want to feel like they won. They want to, that's they're totally in a surge, maybe a mania toward that. And you're
Hmm.
giving them nothing, 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 nothing. I could get you stabbed 57 times. You'll
Yeah.
be the star of Dateline next
Hmm.
week.
Hmm. Hmm.
So really be careful with this gray rock advice. Now,
Yeah.
what we would tell you instead is depending on the situation and what's being said and done,
Right.
we would train you how to outwit the manipulator
Hmm.
by using their language,
Yes.
using their motivation,
Yes.
understanding their thinking,
Yes.
and giving them what they perceive as a win.
Yes.
And what's really important to know about this, thank you, Dennis. I love the callback, the yes in the background. That's awesome. So what's really important about that is that you are not dealing with a rational human being. So the biggest mistake all of our clients are making when they come to us for help is they keep trying to approach a very irrational person with
With the
rational
rational. Yeah. Yeah.
and until you can
Mhm.
get off planet rational and
Yeah.
understand the language and the customs of the planet irrational, you're never going to succeed in outwitting them.
Okay, let's stick on that word for a minute because ultimately what you will learn with us is how to control your sense of ration. You will be rationable because you will understand their irrationality. I'm
And
saying
that's all
that's
you have control over is yourself.
I'm
You're
saying that
never going to
slowly.
control them.
I say that slowly because it feels kind of weird. But
Yeah.
once you understand the way they think, the way they behave, it's much easier for you to A, protect yourself, and B, control what's happening in that relationship. But as Robin said, oh, they'll take, I said we identified 24 tactics. So let's say they blame you for something. Okay. So they'll blame you. They'll say something. You blame. As soon as they see that you're possibly prepared with that, they'll switch to something else. I mean, literally within a second or two,
Yeah.
they'll conflate that with something else
And
or
it'll make
whatever.
no sense. And you'll
No,
keep trying to make sense of it.
no.
And you'll keep trying to go back to
Yeah.
facts. And you're
Yeah.
going to go
Yeah.
into the quicksand so fast
Yeah. Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah, yeah. But there's a way to protect yourself, even in that situation. Take bullying, for example. Now, bullying is a really, really bad tactic. We know that. It's a bad tactic. It's
Well, they're
physical.
all
It's
bad.
awful. They're all bad. I mean, they're all bad. But this one is could be they all could be physically, actually. You know, irritated manipulator, and depending on their own emotional control, they could be physical with you. But bullying is physical by its very nature. So one of the first things we say to you if you're being bullied is what? Get away. Just get away from that person because their irrationality is likely to move into a physical dimension of
Well,
behavior.
yeah, the consequences
Okay.
are physical
So you
pain.
may have to
So,
you may gray rock them, but that may or may not work depending on that type of person.
yeah, it could really
But
backfire.
it may backfire. What do you think you're ignoring me? Hey, you, I'm talking to you. Boom, boom. It could be all those things very
I'm
quickly
sorry, he
and
always makes
easily.
a bad guy Italian. Dennis, you shouldn't do that.
I,
It's the
well,
only accent he has mastered. So,
now pick a nationality. I'll master it. I'll do it.
no, no, it's not that kind of show.
Okay. Okay. Never mind. All right. So the point we're making here is that there are ways for you to protect yourself. I don't care what these 24 tactics that we've chosen. We've figured out every one of them, and there may be more.
Well, not only that, Dennis, I also want to say so it's a processor. It's
Yeah.
definitely a process.
Yeah.
And it's a process of awakening because once you become aware of how you've been compliant and how you've created this, it can feel overwhelming and embarrassing and
Yeah.
exhausting, but you still should move yourself out of it because here's the prize that's waiting for you. The prize that's waiting for you, besides the fact that you'll have your own sovereign mind, control over your life, you'll have your own freedom. That's a big enough prize.
Yeah.
But the other prize that you'll have is you will have immunity. You will have immunity because
Oh, yeah.
once you break the code and you master
That's
the art
right.
of identifying this in real time and
That's
handling
right.
it, they
Yeah.
sense it. They sense it from the get-go. So you don't get into the you don't even fall into the quicksand
Yeah.
because you spot it a mile away, you see it coming, and you're able to thwart it so quickly that they move on to another target. They don't even bother you because,
Okay, let me pick up on that because I want to make the difference between gray rock and what we do. When you think about it, gray rock is a technique to protect yourself in that specific situation. You do nothing. You gray rock, okay? In that situation. Outwitting the manipulator, what we do is not a technique. It's not. It's a strategy. It's something that you can do over and over again because you understand manipulation.
yes,
You understand
deeply,
yourself
you get
deeply.
it.
And you not only do you understand it, but you say, I know what I can do because we
Yes.
will teach you the things to do, the things to say in the moment while it is happening to you when you feel
And
most
how
panicked.
they think and how that's not going to change. They are
Yes. Oh, yeah.
predictable. People have thought I'm psychic
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
I can predict
Yeah.
exactly what they're going to say and do. I mean, within 80% accuracy. And
Yeah.
my friends have said, I said, oh, watch me do this. I'll say this to my mother, and she's going to say this.
Yeah.
And then she does. They go, how
Yeah.
did you know that? How did
Yeah.
I know that? Because they're
Yeah. They're
predictable.
predictable. They have
You just
patterns.
have to understand the
Yeah.
pattern
That's right.
and
That's
then
right.
know how to, then you are outwitting.
That's
And
right.
there
Yeah.
is no greater feeling in the world than
Yeah.
knowing that you have mastered that
And
self-protection.
one of the things I'm so happy that we can do for you is not only understand how to protect yourself and to understand your own mindset, but to understand how they think,
Yes, you have to do both.
why they behave the way they do. And
Yes.
we've been involved in this
Now,
for
he doesn't mean why we don't care about the psychology of what their mother did to them and how they were born, blah, 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 blah.
yeah.
We don't care about that kind of why.
Well, we care about it, but we just
We
don't
care
get
about what
into
they're
yeah,
motivated to
yeah, yeah.
get. Like
I mean,
why are, yeah,
I want to say we do. It's not that we don't care about it, Rob.
I
Robin
don't.
didn't mean it that way.
Yes, I do.
No, no, you don't. You mean we don't care about it in the moment. What we care about is how to protect you in the moment. What we do care about, what we have studied over the decades, and what we bring into
You're so
this
nice.
is how, yes, it's true, is that we have read the books, we've done the research, and we've done many, well, actually several decades of work in communication control knowing why and how we can say these things so emphatically, so decisively, because we know, we understand it. And it's not just a feel good, it's not just a how to get out of it for the moment. No, we're going to help you protect yourself forever so that this is another behavior you'll learn.
You can't unknow what we train you to do.
No, you
There's
won't.
no way you can
It's
unknow
good.
it. You
It's
cannot
good.
go backwards.
And
It's a beautiful thing.
once you do this with a manipulator, and I mean once, sometimes twice, certainly if you do it 3 times, what happens with the manipulator, the way they think is, well, it didn't work. What? Not worth it anymore. They'll go away. Why? Because they don't like to work hard. They think they're smarter than everybody in the room, certainly smarter than you. And if you can, I'm not talking to make them feel bad. I don't mean make them look bad in front of the group, but they will know when you have, boom, caught on to what they're doing because of the way you said it, the way you look, and so forth. They'll know they catch on very fast. And if you do that once or twice, you know what? It's not worth it anymore because they don't
Right.
want to
So
work
what,
hard.
because what you're doing when you're not just being compliant, you're unconsciously rewarding their behavior.
Oh, yeah.
And when you do that, the manipulation gets worse and worse
Sure,
and worse. So
sure.
we bring you into a conscious awareness
Yeah,
about where you want to not reward the behavior,
yeah.
not be compliant. And some of
Mm,
that can feel quite uncomfortable and outside of what's natural
yeah,
for your
yeah.
personality. That
Hmm.
doesn't matter. You can still do it. I
Yeah.
could, if I gave you a unicycle right now, most of you would not be able to get on a unicycle and be comfortable. But if we spent 3 weeks working on it, you would. And that same thing is true of these communication
Yeah,
skills.
yeah, yeah. That's why we're asking you, really inviting you to be part of the workshops that we do, because we have the opportunity to actually interact with you. We do what we call live action coaching. So you say something, we say, no, try it this way. We don't just wait for you to slog through. If you're making a mistake and it's not working for you, we will stop you, fix it for you so that you feel comfortable with it and you master it. So it's important for us to have the opportunity to be with you. Now, we love the opportunity to be this way with you. As Robin said, we've been doing it for several years. If you want to buy the book, great. It's on audio, by the way. So that's fine, but there's nothing better than the possible interacting with us and the coaching that we do. So we're hoping you'll take advantage of that with us. In addition to every week, every episode, we talk about something different. Like today is gray rocking. And we'll talk about something different the next time. But this gray rocking thing, we want to be sure that we have made it clear how we think about this. And because it's out there, a lot of people are talking about it. And
Yeah.
it's the latest thing.
Yep.
We want you to know why we think
People
it
want to like
it doesn't really
oversimplify
work.
things. It's
Yeah.
complex.
Oh, it's
Manipulation is
oh,
complex.
especially people. You know what, Robin? What annoys me? This is a little bit different. What annoys me is these people who think they know what to do to help people manipulate it.
What?
They're to
Say that
help
again?
people, to help. I don't care if they call themselves therapists or life coaches or whatever they call them. They think they're helping when they say, "Oh, gray rock this guy, gray rock him, just pretend it." That's not helping. I don't think that's helping. It may save you and feel like the moment, but it may actually escalate. It may make things more difficult in the moment. So that's why we're taking this gray rocking thing. It's a technique, yes, but it's not a strategy. That's what we're working with. Strategy that has lots and lots of techniques. This is only one of them.
If you're listening to this and you want to talk to Dennis or I'm just going to drop the email in this right now. You can reach out to us directly at outwitbook@gmail.com. Outwitbook@gmail.com. Drop us a note, tell us you heard this episode, and we'll give you 30 minutes of free coaching. And we'll give you as much strategy as we can pack in 30 minutes. And we'll give
Yeah.
you a plan. If you want to move forward, you can do more. This, we're not gonna, we're kings of not manipulating, so there will be no sales pressure.
That's
that
right.
would
No,
be
we
that would
won't.
be pretty bad if we were
No.
high sales pressure. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
so we don't need to be. We're here to be helpful.
yeah.
So drop us an email, tell us what you're up against. I will say, um, also that we have hired a virtual assistant and we're going to create a proper marketing funnel. We've been terrible about promoting ourselves on social media. Our podcast has grown exponentially and we have more leads than we can follow up on right now because we don't have the proper funnel set up. That's why I'm saying email us directly
Yeah.
and we'll get you covered.
Yeah. And exponential is the word that I want to focus on for a second because we know we have listeners in over 200
I
countries.
think it's 100, not 200, but it's okay.
I thought
He's really
I
marketing.
thought it was no, I thought it
I
was
don't
more
even
than that
think
in the
there's
last one.
200 countries in the world, Dennis.
I'm going to gray
Okay,
rock you. I'm going to gray rock you and not I'm not going to
he's going to
respond to
gray rock me, and the rest of you can fact check me.
the point is we know that manipulation takes place in other places, other cultures, other personality types, other populations, but it's manipulation nonetheless. We know how it works. We've got clients in a lot of different countries around the world, and we know how it works. So wherever you are, reach out to us. We will be helpful to you. That's one of the
But we're
main
not getting up
messages.
at 3 a.m., so I'll be clear on that.
Yeah, that happens. It happens, but
You
we'll
can.
work out a
Dennis
way.
will. Dennis will do it.
Yeah, we'll work out a way to help you with it. We're not going to do. We will not gray rock you on that side. We'll help
I'm
you.
gray
We'll find a
rocking
way.
anybody who wakes me up in the middle of the night,
Okay.
including my cute little puppy.
All right. Well, we have to. This old clock on the wall is rocking us right now. It's not paying attention. It's just keeping moving. So we got to keep moving on this. So, what final words, Robin? Anything about gray rocking you'd like to share?
Yeah, just to remember that isn't going to always be effective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll share the final word for me, and that is that gray rock is perhaps a technique, It may work in some small situations, not for long. It is a technique. What we're teaching is a strategy, which
Yeah.
includes lots and lots and lots of techniques, including Ray Rock. But it's a different thing. And I want you to understand that we will be helpful to you in any way that we possibly can.
Yep.
So be with us again next time. Robin, tell them how they can tune in for the next podcast. What do they have to do to catch us in the next podcast?
Everybody knows where to find it. We're on all the platforms. Wherever
Yeah.
you found this podcast, we're on every platform.
Yeah. So, and what do they put in there? What do they type in?
For the title of the podcast,
Yeah.
or
How did they get our podcast?
so they get our they already have our podcast if they're listening to us now, so they know where to get it. I think what you mean is where's the website? The website is
Okay.
outwitinrealtime.com.
Okay.
Outwitinrealtime.com. And
All
then
right.
that Gmail address again is outwitbook@gmail.com.
Okay. Good. And by the way, we occasionally have, in addition to the two of us sort of blathering on about the sort of thing, because we're both really excited about it, a lot of experience in it. We now and then we have guests with us who share their particular situation, their stories of manipulation, and sometimes they identify themselves, sometimes they don't because of the privacy and the danger that they face. So be with us again next time. We may even have a guest with us next time. We're not quite sure. But in the meantime, we want to thank you very, very much for being here as we talked about this new thing called gray rock. And there's always something different with us when you hear us, but it's all about manipulation and how you can help protect yourself from that. So in the meantime, till we see and hear you again, I'm Dr. Dennis Becker, and she is Robin Golinski. Thanks for being with us. Bye for now.